Okay, so based upon this particular two methods, that is method 2 and method 3, method 2 and method 3, we are going to evaluate, we are going to evaluate the state feedback gain matrix. State feedback gain matrix. Okay, so these problems are very, very important, and try to solve these particular problems based upon method 2 and method 3. Method 2 and method 3. Okay. For calculation of the state feedback gain matrix using the Ackermann's formula, we are having K is equal to 0, 0, 0, so on up to 1 into QC inverse into phi of E, where QC is nothing but the controllability matrix and QC inverse is the inverse of the controllability matrix. And phi of A is a matrix which is going to be obtained with the coefficients of the desired characteristic equation. And this particular desired characteristic equation is obtained obtained from the closed loop poles nu1, nu2, nu3, and so on up to nu1. Okay, so now we are going into the problems of state feedback gain matrix. Problems of state feedback gain matrix. Okay. And in the previous class, we have discussed the necessary and sufficient conditions regarding to the Ackermann's formula. In the previous class, we have discussed this particular concept. Okay, and this is the basic expression which is used for the calculation of the state feedback gain matrix using Ackermann's formula, where K is nothing but 0, 0, 0, so on up to 1 into QC inverse into phi of A. That means if the order of the matrix, that means N is nothing but the order of the matrix capital A. Order of the matrix capital A. If suppose the order of the matrix is 2, order of the matrix is 2, the elements which are going to be presented in this particular matrix is 0 and 1. 0 and 1. That means two elements are going to be there. Two elements are going to be there. Okay. So based upon this particular order of the matrix of capital A, we are going to determine the state feedback gain matrix elements. Okay. Yeah. So this is the statement of the problem. This is the statement of the problem. A discrete time regulator system has the plant equation x of k plus 1 is equal to 2 minus 1 minus 1 2 into x of k plus 4 3, a column matrix, into u of k. And the output equation y of k is equal to 1 1 into x of k plus 7 into u of k. 7 into u of k. So design a state feedback control algorithm. State feedback control algorithm is nothing but state feedback gain matrix with u of k is equal to minus k into u of x, with which places the closed loop characteristic equation or the root at plus or minus j 0.5, plus or minus j 0.5. Okay, so this is the statement of the problem. So for this particular statement, we have to determine we have to determine the state feedback gain matrix. State feedback gain matrix. So once again, I am going to tell that these particular problems are very, very important, and these particular questions I will be asked definitely for 10 marks or even for 14 marks also. Just understanding the methods, what are the two methods we are having for calculation of the state feedback gain matrix, we can evaluate the solution. So try to concentrate on these particular problems which I am going to deliver for the next of the classes. Okay. So try to observe this particular equations, state equations. X of k plus 1 is equal to some matrix into x of k plus some matrix into u of k. So this particular 2 by 2 matrix is capital A, and this particular matrix is capital B, and this particular matrix is capital C. That means 2 minus 1 1 is a matrix A, and this particular 4 3 is a matrix B, and this particular 1 1 is a matrix C, and D is 7, and D is 7. and we need to determine the state feedback gain matrix with with the closed loop poles are, that means the closed loop roots are plus or minus j 0.5 plus or minus j 0.5. Okay, so just comparing these particular equations with the state variables, we are going to get the matrix A, B, C, and D. Okay, so for calculation of this particular state feedback gain matrix, initially we need to determine the desired characteristic equation, and after that we need to check whether the system is controllable or not, and after that we have to enter for the Ackermann's formula. Okay, so the characteristic equation is going to be obtained, that means the desired characteristic equation is going to be obtained with the closed loop poles are plus or minus j 0.5. Therefore, the characteristic equation is going to be obtained. Let us suppose that characteristic equation is P of z is equal to the first root is j minus z minus j 0.5 and z plus j 0.5. So we are going to get, that means just calculating or multiplying these particular two roots, we are going to get the characteristic equation as z square plus 0.5. Z square plus 0.5. So from this from this particular characteristic equation, we are going to get, that means we are going to evaluate the elements of the characteristic equation, that are a naught is equal to 1, a1, that means z value is not there, therefore a1 is equal to 0 and a2 is equal to 0.25. A naught is equal to 1 and z square coefficient is 1 and z coefficient is not there, therefore a1 is equal to 0 and constant value is 0.25. Therefore the first step which is going to be used in method 3, that means first we have to determine the desired characteristic equation with the closed loop poles. That means we have evaluated that particular process, and after that we need to check whether this particular matrix is controllable or not. So for obtaining the controllability matrix, we are going to have, let us suppose this particular controllability matrix is U. U is equal to, the order of the matrix of A is 2. Therefore, only two elements are going to be there, that is B and AB. Only two particular elements are going to be there in the controllability matrix, that are B and AB. Therefore, AB is going to be obtained as A matrix into B, which is going to be multiplied, and we are going to get the matrix, that is a column matrix, which is consisting of the elements 5 and minus 1. Therefore, the controllability matrix is going to be obtained as, this is the B matrix and this is AB matrix. This is B matrix, 4, 3 are the B matrix, and 5 minus 1 are the AB matrix. And after that, we need to determine the inverse of this particular controllability matrix. Inverse of this particular controllability matrix. Therefore, inverse of controllability matrix U inverse is equal to 1 divided by det value of this particular matrix. That means 4 into minus 1 minus 5 into 3 into changing of this particular values. 4 is going to be placed here and minus 1 is going to be placed here, and the sign values of this particular diagonal elements are changed. Okay, therefore we are going to get U inverse is equal to 1 divided by minus 4 minus 15 into matrix, and after that we are going to evaluate the inverse of this particular matrix. U inverse is equal to 1 by 19, 5 by 19, 3 by 19 and minus 4 by 19. 1 by 19, 5 by 19, 3 by 19 and minus 4 by 19. This is the inverse matrix which we are going to be obtained. Inverse of the matrix which we are going to be calculated. Okay. So after that we need to evaluate a matrix, that is phi of A. So phi of A is nothing but A power n plus alpha 1 or A1 into A power n minus 1 plus A2 into A power n minus 2 plus so on up to An into I, where n is nothing but the order of the matrix capital A. Therefore, just substituting n is equal to 2, we are going to get phi of A is equal to A square plus A1 into A plus A2 into I. The last element has to be multiplied with identity matrix I. A square plus A1 into A plus A2 into I. A2 into I. Okay. Therefore, A square is equal to, that is nothing but the multiplication of the matrix A into matrix A. We are going to get the values 5 minus 3 and 2. Therefore, we are going to get, that means with this particular equation, we are going to evaluate phi of A matrix, that is A square. This is the matrix A square plus A1 value. A1 value is 0. A1 value is 0. Why? Because the coefficient of Z is not there. Coefficient of Z is not there. Therefore, 0 into A matrix plus A2 value is 0.25 into identity matrix. Identity matrix 1, 0, 0, 1. Okay. So with this calculation, we are going to get the matrix phi of A as 5.25 minus 3 and 2.25. Okay. So we have checked whether the system is controllable or not, and after that we have derived the characteristic equation, and after that we have calculated phi of A, and now we are going to determine the elements of the state feedback gain matrix K with the Ackermann's formula. So using the Ackermann's formula, we are going to get K is equal to 0 and 1. Why? Because the order of the matrix is 2. Therefore, two elements are going to be there in the row matrix. 0, 1 into UC inverse. U is nothing but the controllability matrix, and we have to obtain the inverse of the controllability matrix into phi of E, into phi of. So 0, 1 into, this is the inverse of the controllability matrix which we have obtained in the previous slide. This is the matrix, and it has to be multiplied with the phi of A matrix. So we are after the calculations, we are going to obtain the elements of the state feedback gain matrix as K is equal to 111 111 divided by 76 and minus 18 divided by minus 19. 111 divided by 76 is one element, and minus 18 divided by 19 is another element in the state feedback gain matrix. That means based upon the matrix, based upon the order of the matrix capital A, we are going to be obtain the elements of the matrix A. If the order of the matrix is 2, only 2 elements are going to be obtained in the state feedback gain matrix. If order of the matrix K is 4, the state feedback gain matrix elements are 4. Okay. So in this way we need to determine the elements of the state feedback gain matrix. State feedback gain matrix. Okay. So this is the formula this is the problem regarding to the determination of the state feedback gain matrix using Ackermann's formula. Okay. So in the next problem, we will discuss the determination of the state feedback gain matrix using method 2. Method 2. Don't get confused about this particular one. In some of the cases, he will that means he will use the calculation of the state feedback gain matrix like K is equal to 0, 0, 0, so on up to 1 into U inverse. U is nothing but the controllability matrix into phi of A. Or else in some of the textbooks he will give like this. the state feedback gain matrix is going to be calculated as 0, 0, 0, so on up to 1 into QC inverse into phi of A, where QC is nothing but the controllability matrix. So don't get confused about this particular notations. The controllability matrix in some textbooks is referred as QC, and in some textbooks it is going to be referred as U. Okay. Finally, we need to determine whether this particular system is controllable or not, and then we have to proceed for the determination of the state feedback gain matrix. Okay. So first problem is regarding to the determination of the state feedback gain matrix based upon the Ackermann's formula. And next we are going to move for the determination of the state feedback gain matrix using second method. Using second method. So now coming for the statement of the problem, consider the system defined by x dot is equal to ax plus bu. It has given where a is equal to 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, minus 1, 5, minus 5, minus 6, and b is equal to 0, 0, 0, 1. By using the state feedback control u is equal to minus kx, you can eliminate this particular statement. There is no scarcity of this particular one. U is equal to minus x. It is desired to have the closed loop poles at. It has given the closed loop poles at s is equal to minus 2 plus or minus j 4 and s is equal to minus 10. S is equal to minus 10. Determine the state feedback gain matrix capital K. Determine the state feedback gain matrix capital K. Okay. So he has given. The matrix A and matrix B, and we need to determine the state feedback gain matrix based upon the closed loop poles we are having, that is minus 2 plus or minus J2 and minus 10. Minus 2 plus or minus J4 and minus 10. Okay. So initially we need to check whether this particular system is controllable or not. Controllable or not. Okay. So the condition for the controllability is here the order of the matrix is 3 by 3. 3 by 3. That means three particular columns are going to be there in controllability matrix. Okay. That means B, AB and A square B. B, AB and A square B. These are the elements that have to be presented in the controllability matrix. Controllability matrix. B matrix is 0, 0, 1. AB matrix is we are going to be calculated right now. This is the matrix A and this is the matrix B. So the matrix B, AB is going to be obtained as 0, 1 and minus 6. And A square B matrix is AB into A. That is, this is the matrix A and this is the matrix AB. So we are going to get the matrix A square B as 1, minus 6 and 31. So therefore the controllability matrix is going to be obtained with the matrix B, that is 0, 0, 1, and AB is 0, 1, minus 6, and A square B is the matrix 1, minus 6 and 31. So this is the controllability matrix we have obtained, and after that we have to determine whether this particular system is controllable or not. How the controllability is going to be checked with the determinant of the controllability matrix. Therefore, the determinant of this particular controllability matrix is minus 1. That means the determinant of the controllability matrix is not equal to 0. Then we can say this particular system is controllable. This particular system is controllable. So we have checked the condition for the controllability, and after that we have to move for the calculation of the state feedback gain matrix. The first step is we need to determine the desired characteristic equation based upon the closed loop poles. Desired characteristic equation based upon the closed loop poles. So we are having the poles as three poles. Three particular poles are there. First pole is minus 2 plus J4. Second pole is minus 2 minus J4, and third pole is minus 10. Therefore, the characteristic equation are going to be obtained as S minus 2 plus J4 is the first rule. S minus 2 minus J4 is the second pole, and S minus 10 is the third pole or third pole. So with this particular multiplication, we are going to get the result characteristic equation based upon the closed loop poles as S cube plus 14s square plus 60s plus 200. This is the characteristic equation, desired characteristic equation, which are going to be obtained with the closed loop poles, But in case of the calculation of the state feedback gain matrix using the method 2, the characteristic equation is also going to be obtained with the expression, that is modulus of lambda I, that means or S into lambda minus A plus B into K. Yeah, this is the expression for the method 2, that is S into I. In the previous delivery part, we have seen that lambda I minus A plus BK. Here lambda is replaced with S. Nothing changed. Don't get confused about this particular notation. After the calculation of the characteristic equation based upon the closed loop poles, we have to determine the other characteristic equation based upon the expression, that is Si minus A plus B into K, or lambda I minus A plus B into K. Okay, don't get confused about these particular notations. Yeah, so therefore the modulus value is going to be calculated is S into identity matrix, that is 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 minus this is the matrix A plus this is the matrix B into K. How many elements are going to be there in the K matrix? Based upon the order of the matrix capital A. The order of the matrix capital A is 3 by 3. Therefore, 3 particular elements are going to be there in the matrix K. Those elements are supposed to be K1, K2 and K3. K1, K2 and K3. Okay. So, after calculation of this particular 2 matrix S into identity matrix, we are going to get S0 0 0 S0 0 0 S minus the matrix A plus calculation of this particular column matrix with the row matrix, we are going to get 0 0 0 0 0 0 K1 K2 and K3. And after calculation, we have to determine the det value of this particular matrix, that is Si minus A plus B into K. So this is the characteristic equation we are obtained from the determinant of this particular matrix. We have S cube plus 6 plus K3 into S square plus 5 plus K2 into S plus 1 plus K1. 1 plus K1. So this is the characteristic equation which is obtained with the expression, that is Si minus A plus B into K. So we have to evaluate, we have to equate this particular equation, that means this particular characteristic equation with the characteristic equation which is obtained in with the closed loop poles. So this is the characteristic equation which is obtained with the closed loop poles, and this is the characteristic equation which is obtained with the expression Si minus A plus Bk. Si minus A plus Bk. So this is the equating equation, that is S cube plus 6 plus K3 into S square plus 5 plus K2 into S plus 1 plus K is equal to S cube plus 14S square plus 60S plus 200. So we have equated the characteristic equation which is obtained in step 1 and step 2. Step 1 and step 2. Just equating the coefficient values, we are going to get 6 plus K3. That means equating S square terms on both sides, we are going to get 6 plus K3 is equal to 14. From that, K3 is going to be obtained as 3, 8, 8. And equating S terms on both sides, we are going to get 5 plus K2 is equal to 60. Therefore, K2 is equal to 60 minus 5, that is equal to 55. And 1 plus K1, equating the constant values on the both sides, 1 plus K1 is equal to 200. So we are going to get the value of K1 as 199. That means K1 value is 199, K2 value is 55, and K3 value is 8. Therefore, finally, the state feedback gain matrix, that means the elements are going to be presented in the state feedback gain matrix capital K is equal to 199, 55 and 8. 199, 55 and 8. Okay. So this is the problem which is going to be calculated the state feedback gain matrix using method 2. Method 2. That means we have to initially we have to check whether this particular system is controllable or not, and then after that we have to obtain the desired characteristic equation based upon the closed loop force, and after that we have to obtain the characteristic equation with the expression we are having, that is Si minus A plus Vk, and after that we have to equate these particular two characteristic equations, and we have to evaluate the elements of the state feedback gain matrix. Elements of the state feedback gain matrix. Okay. So in this way we are going to evaluate. In this way we are going to evaluate or determine the elements of the state feedback gain matrix using the second method and third method. That means based upon the Ackermann's formula or second method. Okay. So in the next classes, we will solve so many problems raised upon this particular concept, and after that we will discuss the previous university question paper also. Previous university question papers questions also. Okay. So try to concentrate more on the online classes. We are about to close this particular semester based on online mode. So try to concentrate more on the online classes and try to attend regularly. Okay. So with this, I am going to wind up the class for today. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.